that?
say yes.
1 hour 10 seconds. Episode
So-
13. Totally not Outer Wilds. Open brackets. Star Wars joke here. Close brackets.
Can anyone
Don't
remember
give your
what
own
happened
spin.
last time?
No,
We fell out of a spaceship. I saved everyone as a snake, and then tried to save the boss as a snake, and he turned into paste inside my mouth. It was kind of creepy. And then we walked some bit and found a black hole that took us into the Twilight Zone.
Well done.
Woo!
Nice.
Let's just hope none of us are secretly Hitler.
Well, you're meeting a new person this session, so who knows? But anyway, you're both currently suspended, Kato and Croc,
And
floating
Samurai
towards
and the
and,
Jack.
and Kangaroo Jack.
And the Jack.
Yeah.
I almost said Samurai Jack, so that was gonna get us sued for copyright.
No, you said it now. It's over.
Not that Kangaroo Jack is also a copyrighted material, but nobody's coming after that one.
Exactly. Nothing we've done here is ever copyrightable.
Every time you say that name, there's like a server somewhere that pings, and the camera zooms out, and there's just a skeleton sitting in a chair.
No
Yeah.
one has mentioned this movie in 20 years.
Anyway, we're getting off track.
Which is not a good
You
way to
guys-
start.
Always,
guys are-
always off track. I don't want to deal with this. My mind hurts.
You guys are floating towards a city.
Which
that
I think
pieces
looks
of wood seem
wrecked.
to be drifting towards. Roll me perception to have a good look at it.
Percepzione.
Oh yeah, you notice that the city it doesn't look necessarily wrecked. It looks like nobody's been here for a while, but somehow looks to be relatively well maintained.
So
But you
it
also
looks
notice that-
older.
Yeah. But you also notice that as the flecks of wood start to approach the city, they start assembling new paths and the beginnings of new buildings as they fall perfectly into place to begin the construction.
Ah, so it has a render distance.
So you'd gather that the city is growing in some way. With one large orange light pulsating at the top of a large spire in its center, and several other smaller lights dotted around the city.
Well, oh, great
Right.
leader, we're not dead. What do we do now?
You do not see any people just wandering around though.
Is there a way back?
You turn around and there's a white hole behind you.
Lawrence, mute. Thank you.
It seems to be a white swirling vortex, but it seems to be spinning the opposite direction to the one you just fell through. That was
Right.
black.
Croc, Jack, the options are down to that city and see what we need down there, or back out through that white hole and hope that we stumble on our way out here.
Well, we're here now, so let's have a look.
Seems fair. I'm gonna sit on Croc's shoulder.
Give you a piggyback.
I'm gonna stack with Croc.
You're going to pilot Croc like a mech.
We are now combat stacked.
No, well done.
So currently we're in reverse mode. You are mounting me.
Yep.
But I don't get the bonuses the other way around. So how are we able to just float towards the city, or do we have to
It seems you are floating towards the city, regardless of what you can try and throw yourself, like you could push yourself off someone else or an object you have with you towards the, like, away from it, but sort of out of your control, you are just drifting towards the city. You're not, like, picking up speed or anything, though.
Sure, we'll just continue floating, I guess. If we're heading the right way, anyways.
As you approach the city, a large piece of wood is also approaching it and is getting closer and closer to you. And as you both start to, like, arrive at the city, it forms a new section of, like, road and also sidewalk, and you're all like standing on the sidewalk, battle stacked. And weirdly, once you get close enough and it, like, settles into place, you suddenly feel a weight of gravity pull
Can
you
we
down
sorry,
onto the
can we full Voltron this and go? The battle stack is Croc on the bottom, then Jack, then Kato.
Sure. How much does the kangaroo and Kato weigh?
Not a lot. Like, we're pretty small in comparison to Croc.
True, but how much do you weigh though?
I don't have a concrete weight. 70 quid, 70 pounds.
70 quid.
70 quid. Kato
I would probably
explodes
guess
gold.
that the goblin weighs about 7 kilos, 7 or 8 kilos, and no, 7 or 8 kilos is way too low. What am I saying? Like 50 kilos, and the kangaroo's probably a little bit heavier.
Alright, Croc, what is your strength score?
Very high. It's so high that it's a
Is
nice.
it -1?
It's a nice round 0.
Sure, that's fine. You can carry us.
So, like, they both hop on you, Croc, and you feel like this is too much weight to be, like, just normally hopping around on.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
You're quite slowed by them. Just sort of chilling on you.
Yeah, faster, Croc. Like half speed. I'm the one that's supposed to mount people.
Do you want us to get off?
It's fine.
Good. Continue. I have I'm like looking at this as if I'm like getting higher elevation to see more of what's around us.
So yeah, I'm definitely at least going half speed.
Yeah, you're not making great progress. So where are you headed? What direction are you gonna head for? There's lots of buildings around you that you can explore. There's some small orange lights, a very big orange light. Or I guess there's jumping back into the void.
Well, what does Boss on Top think?
Let's have a look around and see if like Boss on Top is out with the scanner, like the frequency scanner that's been pointing us where we need to go all the time, and just like scanning at about 360 on the top of my Croc turret.
Alright, everybody roll perception, Croc with disadvantage because you're distracted from carrying everyone, but I'll give
Do I get advantage?
I'll give Kato advantage for, like,
Yeah.
he's got the high ground.
First time I've ever had the high ground. Apart from like stacking on my my siblings was never this good.
Disadvantage. Mwah! Bellissimo.
22.
Croc is, like, trudging along and, like, kicks some sand into his own face. And he struggles to see anything but what's directly in front of him.
And even that's a struggle.
Yeah, he's wincing in, frustration from carrying you and also the sand in the face. It's not great. Kato, on the other hand, from your high vantage point, You're higher than your siblings have ever taken you before, and these two people are just great. They're the best podium ever. Uh, you see a couple of interesting things. You see a building. You see the large spire, which is pretty obvious, but uh, you see that it has several. Like, it definitely looks like artificially made windows have been put in place in like certain tucked away parts of the branches. And there are smaller orange lights just behind some of them. You also notice that uh, occasionally you'll see a building with a blue light, and you've also spotted that there's some sort of like door. It's far away and in the middle of a park, but you can see it down like this long street.
Is my frequency thing indicating anywhere?
Uh, the frequency thing is going insane. Like every orange light is a signal, and every like most of the buildings are giving off a signal at the front door. Just everything seems to be giving off a signal here.
Okay.
The the thing is just getting a bit overwhelmed. It's hard for it to really pin anything down specifically.
Interesting. I will point out to everybody the things I saw, like the lights and the door, and then tell everyone that everything here is reacting with my weird scanny thing that we found. And then go. We should probably just head to that door. It seems like the most interesting thing here.
Yeah. Light's not good so far.
Well done, Croc. Keep it up. This is the best platform I've ever had. You're the best help we've ever had in this group.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have another, sir?
Croc is moving along at a pretty slow and steady pace. But it takes you a little time, but you get to the door. It seems to stand even taller than you. It is an incredibly large door in the middle of a park. Well, that's what you assume it is. There are like flowers, and it seems to be a bit overgrown. But like there are some hedges on one side of it that seem to be like shaped and trimmed like extensively. And other parts of the park are just dead.
Sounds lovely.
Huh.
Also, when you like, cause you're sort of on top of a little pyramid tower thing, every time you like spin around to take in your environment, you notice that the park changes in weird ways. Like, sometimes the dead bit's just not there at all. And sometimes it's a very neat, like, organized park with properly cemented paths, and other times it's a wild, overgrown jungle. It fluctuates between having flowers and then just being a grassy field. Seems strange. But you do notice that, like, you don't really recognize any of the plants. They all seem to be, like, a type of, like, types of plants you've never encountered before.
Croc, try and open the door.
Sure. I will struggle and try to open the door.
I assume he's the closest to any door handles, or where a door handle might be on this thing.
The door handle is quite large and is just above your head, Kato.
Oh, okay. I will attempt to grab it.
You grab the door handle.
I will attempt to move the door handle and see if it opens.
Alright, Croc and Kato, roll strength.
Just pure strength.
Yeah, roll a strength check.
Oh, good. My -1 is going to be great.
Damn it, I can't add anything to just strength.
And Kato, roll like concentration, I guess.
Concentration?
Yeah. Well done, Kato. Do you have advantage?
I don't know. It just rolls with advantage automatically. Because
Don't you
I
have-
forgot to click it off. So,
Ah.
I mean, I don't know if you were giving me advantage for the power of having Jack helping me and such a strong, sturdy platform.
If Jack is helping you, sure.
Yeah, wait.
Sure.
I'm like struggling to go on me tippy toes, and Jack's like trying to lift him up a
Turn
bit.
me. Yeah, so like Jack is turning me as the addition. That'll help.
So, what happens is, actually, Croc, make a dex save. We'll go with that.
It's better at least.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's definitely better than a 9.
Croc like pushes on the door, and it doesn't budge really much. But Kangaroo Jack and Kato are like stable on it. And with like Kangaroo Jack using Croc as like a base, he pushes Kato into the door really hard, and you see briefly for a moment a blue line appear down the crack of the door. Then Croc sort of stumbles, but incredibly quickly recovers. But Kangaroo Jack and Kato Kangaroo Jack falls off Croc. Kato, you're fine. You're still being held by Kangaroo Jack. He landed on his feet.
Sorry, I missed the parts of that. It went a bit static. Did the thing open?
No. Didn't seem to budge. It did react.
Does anyone know anything about magical doors? I turn to look at the rest of them.
Croc shrugs. He's not a doorman.
If
You do
only we
see
could
some-
find someone with magical door experience.
You do see some swirly writing on it, though.
Oh, shoot translator at writing.
It scans for the ring as the thing locks on. It goes, this door shall only be entered by those who've learned the third rule. But beware, the trial ahead is dangerous for even them.
So we need to learn the third rule, which can only be learned in this area, to open this door, to be allowed to get to the last area.
And
also a
sadly,
small
the rule is
footnote.
behind the door.
There's also a small footnote that says, "Good luck, pilgrim."
I don't know what a pilgrim is. Ah,
Is that
is that an insult? Are they insulting us?
is that like a nasty pill? If shouts out again, if only there was a person with higher intelligence.
Only we knew someone who was intelligent.
If only there was a high intelligence person nearby.
We're like looking around, it's just like, damn, that usually works.
Starts looking about, going, okay, what else was there? There was some lights, right?
Yeah.
There are lights scattered around this entire city.
and there's a city and this door was the only weird looking thing that stood out in this city that wasn't a light.
There's like the large tower in the center. There seems to be a few other large buildings that are different in certain ways. Like there seems to be something like a large circular building with a dome that you could head
So
to.
what with the door?
But those are the only two unique buildings that you can see.
Dome one or tower? Dome or tower? I'm asking Croc. Dome or tower? Which is your preference?
Dome.
Okay, got it. Tower it is then.
Croc looks sad.
I'm just joking. Let's go to the dome. Come on, buddy.
And then do you climb
Let's
on
go.
him again?
Kato's like, Jack, you stay down. You might need to be mobile. You're faster than us. And then clambers on top of Croc again.
Oh.
Alright,
Croc needs to
this
learn
is-
how to say no.
This is a significantly smaller weight that has
Yes.
been like put on your shoulders, but it is like compared to before, it's a breeze. You're still good. You're thinking, like but you are like a bit annoyed because it's a bit of extra weight.
It's fine. Croc's
Kangaroo
used
Jack,
to
however,
it.
is just having a great time, bouncing around.
Spitting out one-liners.
Yeah, so you head into the domed area.
He's kind of silent. It's weird that there's this one dream sequence where he talks a bunch, but apart from that, he's never said a word.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got my directing my my crocodile companion to where we need to go. This is the payback for all those times you get to use me as a mount once I turn into an animal.
Equivalent exchange.
You arrive at the foot of the building.
Does this place seem relatively safe compared to everything else we've experienced so far?
Roll a d20, all of you.
I'm glad I asked that question to make this roll happen.
Including me?
No, you're fine, because you're not here
Oh.
yet. I will introduce
sorry.
you. Kangaroo Jack feels
Uh,
something. Oh, there we go. There you go. You're rolling as Kangaroo Jack.
yeah, I am all of this character. It's terrible.
Sure.
Well, one of us did well.
So,
Yeah, you did.
Kato,
Mhm.
you feel like this place is pretty comfortable, Not much suspicious going on here. It's all pretty good. It's all pretty good. Kangaroo Jack is a little more concerned, but ultimately sort of is like, yeah, this is basically fine. But Croc thinks that like there's something off about this place. It feels like something is definitely very wrong here.
From all the tessellating geometry.
Yeah, you're like, it kind of feels like we're in the belly of the beast.
Kato's going to suggest that we take a short rest.
If boss says so.
Sure, where would you like to take a short rest? You're at the foot of this large domed building. There are several other buildings around.
Let's just take a short rest sitting outside this dome building.
Sure. Okay, let's have a roll.
Sorry, but I need to try and recover it.
Oh, all right. I is just like sort of sitting down, having a break.
Take out packed lunch.
Takes out fact lunch. Yeah. Uh, so you guys are chilling, eating lunch, sitting on the sidewalk. Uh, when you see an orange jellyfish just sort of floating by. It seems quite a bit larger than you're used to, and
Does it seem aggressive?
it's really hard to tell. Give me an animal handling check.
Uh. Okay. It's never survival when you want it to be survival.
Add your 2d4s.
18.
You don't think this jellyfish is like hostile to you. It
Okay.
is very large though. Like looking at the door frames of the buildings, it's pretty apparent that this jellyfish like isn't really designed to go inside these buildings.
Mhm.
Uh, it's just sort of floating around.
Cool.
Occasionally, it like pushes off with
So do
its
we get
little
to roll a hit dice,
tendrils.
or are we not getting to roll a hit dice?
Yeah, you can roll your hit dice. The jellyfish is just vibing in the background.
Cool. Big fan. Big fan.
Grok?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what my one was.
Nah.
Apparently it's a 1d8. Fuck it, yeah. Let's go big. Realistically, I should have cast a spell first that makes all of the healing maxed, but
Oh, okay, that would have been cool. But also, you don't really want to you want to conserve your spells, right?
I guess.
Actually, although I suppose if you cast it to make it a max, I'm like, what? I was missing 39 health, so could have just gone with 4 and gone to full health, or what, 3 or 4 and gone to full health. But yeah, you should probably just conserve your spells just in case,
Okie dokie.
unless you want to.
Nah. It was more a case of I don't know how much hit points you were missing extra as well. So I need to roll 68.
I'm now missing 10.
That's not too bad. Ooh, very nice. Ironically, I'm now missing 11.
Nice. Give me a second. I need to roll for the kangaroo.
Jimmy Jack.
Oh.
Okay, so he's back
You'll
up.
you'll wake up feeling.
We don't go to sleep.
Well,
We're just
no,
sitting there.
yeah, you'll like finish your lunch and
We're sitting
finish hanging
jellyfish
out.
watching.
Yeah, the
It's really
jellyfish.
relaxing, actually.
The jellyfish is just like it's quite cool. You can even see like sometimes little bolts of lightning fly between its legs.
Wow.
Sounds
It's pretty
lovely.
beautiful. But it has like a central sort of mushy section that goes in between its like more defined legs. The lightning never seems to touch that section.
Interesting.
But it's just kind of like hanging around. You occasionally see it like fly around the stadium once or twice.
Well, once lunch is finished, we'll start head into the domed building to see what we can find.
You're immediately stopped by a little, like, some metal bollard type things, and they have a small metal pole sticking out of them. They're about as tall as Kato, though.
There are some bollards in the doorway.
Uh, yeah, but it seems like, there's some like metal sticks sticking out the side of them.
Mm-hmm. I would like to go under them.
Yeah, you can just walk under them.
Cool.
How does Jack approach the situation?
Jack will just jump them.
Yeah,
Sure.
Croc will just climb over.
Croc also just climbs over. Cool. You enter into a large area. There seems to be lots of like entrances. You're in a long corridor with several doors behind you and several like stone corridors in front of you.
So lots of stone corridors.
Yeah.
Scanning machine, anything come out that's more BP than other places?
There's something in the center of where you think the domed buildings like is. Like you think the center of the domed building is emitting something. But you're picking up like a lot of signals around here.
Okay, Croc. Okay, Jack. I think there's something in the center of this building. But there's signal boosts all around us, so we should probably be careful. Yeah. Mush, Croc, mush.
Croc continues on.
It's the best battle stack I've ever had.
So Kato's just getting on Croc then.
He had a whole minute where he wasn't on him. It was
We've had
lovely.
an hour.
There seems to be a couple of ways you could go. You could either go up some stairs you see, well, it's like 4 big stone corridors that you can choose from that go like not immediately back the way you came, essentially. Because there's like lots of doors behind you, but you can tell they all lead outside.
Point the thing and go whichever way gives me the best vibe.
Roll a d10.
You're randomly deciding it. Got it.
I don't know why it's more scary when you don't ask for a specific thing. Just
Yeah, it always is.
You're getting the best vibes from the first corridor. You're like that one, like all the way at the other end. That's the one.
Okay, I point that way.
trudge, 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 trudge.
Croc, you come to a corridor. Heading further down it. You emerge into what looks to be some sort of stadium with a domed roof. There's a pitch that's large, and there seems to be some form of, like, the pitch seems to be comprised of, like, very hard-looking black rock. Everyone roll history?
sorry, that was Jack's. Kato's is.
I'm very historically minded.
Kato and Jack both remember that this looks like the same kind of stone that was blocking the final location.
Uh,
Croc
Doesn't know shit.
doesn't remember this. You're pretty sure that this is like this is what your ship's made of, right?
Yeah, big black stone. It's so long ago, who knows how many years have passed. I can't remember what the ship looks like.
Uh, there seems to be two holes on the pitch. Uh, one of them is very close to the center in one half of the pitch, and one of them is quite near the back corner in the other half of the pitch. There also seems to be a orange ball. It glows with like a dim light. It seems to be sitting in the center of the pitch.
Is there any writing around anywhere around the pitch?
There does seem to be some form of writing. If you go, you can see it along like the edge of the pitch. There seems to be some like screens that have writing on them.
Can I scan them to see what they say?
The scanner returns a message, and it says, "You should buy Lush energy drink. It's the best beverage ever. Drink Lush."
Where do I purchase this Lush?
Then it scrolls again. It just keeps repeating, and then once it's done about like 3 cycles, it moves on to another advert.
Tell me where I purchase this greatest beverage ever, goddammit.
Which is like, do you have sore feet?
Yes!
Well, you should try brand new Synchro shoes. The greatest shoes on the market. They've been going for over 10 years now.
Yes, but where do we buy these shoes? Your advertisement doesn't work if we don't know where to buy the things.
And then another advert cycles up.
Darn it.
Blocks. The greatest product of all time. What can't it do? And then it cycles on.
Okay, so is that the only writing is these adverts that keep cycling and don't tell me where to buy the products that I'm so interested in?
A few other products cycle, and one of them tells you to go to a website.
Okay, I pull out the phone I took from our previously living leader and go to this website.
When you try and search the website up, the phone just like shuts off.
Okay.
Are you not performing well in bed? Try Space Viagra.
It was advertising. The only one that actually like linked their website was something that was advertising like it seemed to be this brand new video game. Everyone's talking about it. It's called Ascending 7.
So there's a ball and there's some holes, and this is the center of the stadium where stuff was leading me to.
Yeah,
I
and
scanned
actually
the ball.
now you've all been focused on the like adverts. When you turn around, the holes have moved location.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and some like minor experimenting will lead you to conclude that like, uh, it never seems that the holes like there always seems to be one hole per side, and a closer inspection reveals that one of the holes has like a green rim and the other one has a red rim.
Hmm. So one's red, one's green.
Yep.
I scan the ball.
Uh, the signal detector just spits back at you. Ball.
Thank you, signal detector. Should we put the ball in one of the holes? Kato was not made for thinking puzzles. Kato was made for killing things.
You pick the
Friends?
ball up.
Sure.
Which hole? Green or red?
Green seems good.
Right, as soon as you pick the ball up, uh, randomly, various parts of the arena begin like flashing with darkness, and then immediately receding, so that the holes are obscured occasionally. The holes then begin darting around
If I put the ball
as
back down.
like orbs of darkness begin appearing and then disappearing.
If I put the ball down, does it stop?
You put the ball down, and it continues for like another 5 minutes. At which point, uh, a series of red lights appear on the advertising screens you were looking at before, and then the blackness stops spontaneously generating at random points on the pitch.
Kato is just looking at everyone with no idea what is going on. I don't know what's going on anymore. Why did we choose to come here? This is the worst place we've ever been.
On the bright side, uh, the jellyfish is above the stadium, and you can see it through the dome. Which seems to be like one way. You can see out of it, but it doesn't seem like you can see in it. Just
It's
appears grey from the outside.
it's a very calming sight, jellyfish.
It's the one positive in all of this.
Yes, yes, the one positive. Uh, if I pick up the ball and throw it at one of the holes as soon as I pick it up.
Uh, you pick up the ball
Mm-hmm.
and you throw it at one of the holes. Make me an athletics check. Or acrobatics.
I was gonna say, is it not like a dexterity-based attack?
Yeah, sure. Make a dexterity-based attack if you're like throwing the
Am I
ball hard
proficient in
enough.
ball?
Ball.
No.
Cool.
Unless you're proficient in simple, like, ranged weapons? Like, are you
I mean,
proficient in
I
simple
am.
weapons? Then yeah,
I am.
sure, you're proficient in ball.
Ball.
Okay. So I'll just roll.
You're more attacking the hole with a ball rather than like throwing the ball at it.
I'll roll a dagger attack because that's the right plus, and I miss horribly.
Can I try?
Okay. He throws the ball, and when he
Or
throws the
throw it
ball,
backwards.
uh, no, you throw the ball in the correct direction, but as soon as the ball has like left your hands, you see the ball explode into various different copies of the ball, and you see one of the copies just slam into the ball again, and the ball is suddenly sent off course, and as soon as a copy of the ball hits the ground, it just collapses back into that point.
I'm gonna grab the ball and try.
Alright, go, Crocodilio!
Yeah, that's it's okay.
Uh, you throw the ball at the hole, and it, like, slams into the side of the hole pretty hard. Uh, and then it ricochets off the other side, and then plops into the hole. Uh, all of the sort of screens around the side of the pitch go green, and a little bit of time passes, and once it has, another seemingly identical ball, or possibly it's the same ball, hard to tell, falls from the top of the arena and lands perfectly back in its original position.
Woo! Points to green team.
Also, you notice suddenly once you do that, a large one appears above the green side of the pitch. It just seems to be floating there.
As ones are one to do. So I guess is there like a timer or anything?
Give me a perception check.
Oakley dokley. Boop.
You don't see like you see a device that you think is like a stopwatch. Uh, it seems to be lying on the ground next to a clipboard. The stopwatch is by default set to like it's by default set to like 90 minutes.
Is there anything on the clipboard?
There's a bunch of weird swirly blue writing.
I
But,
pass
like-
I pass the swirly writing to Kato.
Well, scan squirrely writing.
You scan, there's like several swirls, all separated by a little bit of distance. And you scan the first swirl, and it says John Arica. And then as soon as you finished scanning, another swirl emerges from that swirl. And if you scan that, it'll give a series of like scored 20 goals this season so far. Uh, missed 3 final throws.
If I click the stopwatch, does anything happen other than the stopwatch starting?
The stopwatch starts and begins counting down from 90 minutes.
Excellent.
Do you ever take your eyes off the timer?
Which one? On the stopwatch?
The one on the stopwatch, yeah.
I mean, at some point I probably would, unless I'm told to stare at it for 90 minutes.
Yeah, if you stop looking at the stopwatch and then look back at it, you'll see that the time definitely on the like the time feels wrong. Like you only looked away for like a second, and the stopwatch is claiming that like minutes have passed, and sometimes when you blink, it's suddenly like when it was before. But no matter how much you do this, you can never get it to seemingly go above 90. But it seems to vary in like 10-minute cycles.
Okay, I'm gonna keep blinking till it's as close to 90 as possible, and then stare at it.
Okay, it begins ticking down. The closest you can get it to roughly is about. You actually no, you did it pretty fast. So you can get it to 90, and it'll start like counting down again from 90 minutes. Roll Constitution.
Would have been better doing it the other way around, but
Roll a con save to
oh,
see.
thank God,
Yeah,
can't
you
save.
can't keep your
Oh,
eyes
even better.
open. You can't quite keep your eyes. Actually, no. You just about manage to keep your eyes open for 10 minutes. And when it ticks over, you blink out of reflex, and then it says 80 minutes. And you do a series of rapid blinks because your eyes feel quite dry,
mhm.
and it like jumps between 80 and 70 minutes, a few seconds, and just stays in that range of numbers.
Sure.
Is there anything in this place that while he's doing this, is there anything in this place that Kato can find that indicates anything that might be useful to the process that we're currently kind of trying to work out what the fuck is happening on this planet? There's nothing that indicates a third rule. There's nothing that like even hints.
Going around through like the chairs where you'd expect spectators to stand. You find a bunch of like weird looking phones and the occasional like accessory like what you'd guess are like headphones, but they seem to have like four things for your ears, like 4 little pods for your ears to listen to, and they're shaped quite weirdly. Sometimes you find the odd like random piece of like metal or like rock carved in a weird way. It seems like it might have been jewelry of some description.
Well, pocketing anything that looks like it may be valuable.
Sure. You start like scooping up the occasional bit of jewelry you find. Please add 10 weird jewelry to your character sheet. And are you picking up the like strange headphones or any phones or anything?
Yeah, I'll pick up everything. I'm just gonna take it all.
Add like 20 alien phones and like 30 alien headphones to your inventory.
20 alien phones. And 30 sets of alien headphones.
Yep.
And then he's gonna shout at Croc, "Nothing seems to be here. You seen anything?"
You look back at Croc and he's just staring at the stopwatch for another 10 minutes.
God damn it, Croc.
Croc is just fixated on this stopwatch. Kangaroo Jack's having a lovely time. He's looking at jellyfish. So where he's headed to now then?
To the tower.
As you leave the little domed area, the jellyfish is sort of just... you notice that it sort of vaguely follows you, like it's not... It doesn't seem to be actively putting like a lot of effort into staying above you. But you do notice that it slowly is moving to above where you are at all times.
But it's not aggressive.
It doesn't seem aggressive.
Okay. I got a high roll on that. I'm going to accept that my thoughts on whether it's aggressive or not are right.
You then reach the base of the tower. There seems to be a small door at that serves as its entrance.
Small enough that I have to get off of my stack.
Yeah, you'll probably have to get off your stack. It's not the smallest door ever, but it's designed for somebody, like Kangaroo Jack's height to sort of walk through it and not have to like crouch, but there's like a bit of space above it, but I wouldn't recommend putting like a stack through. And
Okay.
everybody roll a sound-based perception check.
Soundception check.
Everybody hears from inside the door some mad cackling.
Honestly, I'm just happy to possibly hear another humanoid. Any creature.
Let's go kill it.
Alright.
They just like burst in the door. Ready
Yes.
to fight. Lawrence. You're sort of just like investigating this place. You've been trying to find this place for a while. You've searched for the city, and you finally got here. And you went to look around. You got lost a bunch because things keep moving in the ways they're not supposed to. You've been here for a while, and it's deteriorated. You're already not great mental state. And then suddenly, a kangaroo, a goblin, and a crocodile all burst through the door that's behind you.
Ah, my brain betrayed. So visitors from another world, maybe.
Friend or food?
Both, potentially, but who be you?
We be asking the questions here. Darn it!
And
Just
who
take
is
on your
we? Is
the
it
three
I
people,
and the voices in your head?
the three people here. Me, the big
Nay.
guy, and this not less big guy, but big to me guy.
Nay, I have friends also.
Do I see any friends? Does he
Yeah,
have...
He has
Yeah.
like 3 people
two
around
other
him.
people with
Right,
two
sorry,
other
he has
people.
2 other people with him. Both of them are in like weird black robes. And they seem to just be like holding stuff for him.
Yeah.
Like one's got like an extra large backpack on, another's holding like some what you can like probably guess is like a container that's used for storing food and water and stuff.
Uh, I'll kind of walk up to you and hold my head at a weird sort of angle, and I'll say, uh, to uh, uh, Kato.
Okay.
Uh, so what system do you hail from? Oh, Twinkle Toes.
Kato's looking up at you.
Oh, I crouched down with my neck at an awkward angle.
This is somehow more patronizing.
I try and lick your face.
Kato steps back and is like, I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm leaning towards food right now.
You have a ship?
Not here.
Ah, but you have one.
Somewhere.
In your spare jeans, maybe.
I mean, more back on the original point where we came to this planet, which I don't really know where that is anymore.
Um, how about you take me with you?
Uh, do you, by any chance, have any clue what the third rule is?
Lawrence, this is the information you've gathered on the third rule. You've been exploring the city for a while, and I'm gonna be honest, you've stared into some weird things and it's driven you a little mad. But you figured out that this tower somehow contains the third rule. Somewhere in it.
Yes, look, look, look. I figured in my book of law that I have, my book, and I hold it up in one hand, sort of sideways, and I sort of wiggle my fingers on my other hand underneath it. Uh, uh, my book of figuring that this tower hath contain the rule of thirdness.
Oh, thank you for that information. Let's go, Croc. Let's go find it.
Sure.
I'll try and climb on top of Croc.
He will not let you.
Well done, Croc. We've been working on you saying no to people climbing on top of you.
He
I-
said,
I mean-
standing on Croc's head.
Yeah, it's like only his friends can do that.
Kangaroo Jack looks sad.
Back in the old days when you used to let anybody climb on top of you, it was a much worse time.
Why does Kangaroo
really-
Jack look sad? He was allowed.
Kangaroo Jack goes to climb on your head to show his friendship.
I mean, he lets him.
When Kangaroo Giraffe goes past, can I try and lick his face?
Graham, I'll let you handle Kangaroo
Kangaroo
Jack.
Jack just
RP.
kicks him in the fucking head.
I mean,
Kangaroo Jack is not one to take shit like this. Kangaroo Jack will kick you in the head.
you really want to stop licking people when you're around a person that literally does eat people.
Kangaroo
I
Jack's
mean-
attacks are all shite.
I mean, my person eats people as well, but
Yeah, but you're gonna make Croc hungry.
You are also a cannibal?
maybe.
No, not you, Croc. You're
Oh,
not
okay.
human. You don't count.
Unless you eat other croc.
That's fine.
That was only once and it was on a bet.
It wasn't that bad.
That was
Does-
barely
Does a
cannibalism.
12 hit?
Yes.
Hits you for 5 bludgeoning damage in the teeth.
Okay.
Oh,
and then
your
sort of
brain's
signs
trembling.
at you, no licking.
I grab at my face, sort of scratching around my eyes a bit, and I go, "Oh, my mind, it trembles."
I hate you, Lawrence.
I know what he's doing,
So-
and I really want to tell you just to eat him.
Oh, what a weird universe.
I'm just gonna indicate to everybody to just let's go dig about this tower and see if we can find this thing. Just ignore the crazy man and his weird acolytes. He may follow us, but let's hope that he stops trying to lick people.
So looking around, you see a large tower that seems to wind around a central column, which seems pretty wide. The column.
Just scan as we go.
Right. So I'd like to cast Spider Climb and crawl along the wall beside everyone.
Okay. Your strange new companion begins creepily climbing along the wall beside you. Once you get about halfway up the tower, there's a series of crystals that you recognize in the way that they glow, but they are a different color. You have had a blue crystal, but these ones seem purplish. And they seem affixed to the ground, and they all seem to be pointing towards the wall.
We'll scan the wall.
Scanner reports back, ever faithfully, wall.
Good. Touch crystals.
As you go to touch the crystal, you suddenly feel gravity switch orientation, and it's basically like you're lying down on the wall. You also notice now that there's actually a trail of crystals along the wall that leads all the way up, like the side of this large column area.
Can I start crawling to where the stones lead up the wall?
Yes. You feel, as you approach the stones and follow the path, you feel like you're just crawling normally. You feel like your magic isn't helping you anymore.
I'll crawl onto the wall. Well, what is now the wall?
So
Well,
the only
trying
way you could
to-
really do that is like going back down to the stairs and then crawling onto the outer wall and then up.
I won't do that. I'll just continue following the path.
Do you walk up or are you still crawling?
I continue to crawl.
Okay. What do the rest of you do?
I was gonna follow the path, but I'm like a little bit less up for it now that I'm watching this man crawl.
You watch him crawl up this wall, even though that he really does not need to. Are you all just like waiting to see what happens to him?
Sure.
I will get my two acolytes to follow me as well.
They start just like walking up the wall behind you, using the path. Eventually, you reach the top of the column and climb over the edge and pass out of everyone's vision. Your acolytes promptly follow.
Should probably head that way.
Tally ho ho.
The rest of the party starts making its way up to the top of the column area. Lawrence, since you're here first, we'll do you. Above you, there is an incredibly bright orange light. And you can just about make out in the center that seems to be like a swirling vortex in the center of it. Seems to be a ball. Whatever color it is, though, it's tinted orange by the giant dome thing around it.
Okay.
And directly beneath it, there is a hole.
Will I have to walk on the wall to get up there?
To get up to the orange light,
Yeah.
you could like run and jump off the columned area, or you could walk along like the top of the staircase and start climbing up the wall to get to it. Yes.
I'll start doing that.
All right. You've reached the orange bit. It feels very warm now that you're like pretty close to it.
How warm?
It almost feels like you're being cooked alive at this distance.
So quite warm.
So quite warm.
I'll back off and go back down.
All right. It's at about this point that everyone else shows up. You see a mildly sunburned version of the person who just came up here.
Well, got rid of his pale complexion.
Oh, don't worry, that will return. I cast Prestidigitation to bring it back.
I don't think that's how sunburn works, but sure. Start
Sorry.
scanning everything around that orb.
It scans and it says, that's a light source. Slash heater, and then when you hover over the section that's like the swirling vortex, it says, that's a black hole.
Okay. Nothing that says third rule.
Nope.
Okay. Is this the last place in the tower for us to search?
There is a hole in the center of the columned area. It seems to lead inside the column.
Well, let's go into the column.
Yeah, I'll crawl over to it.
I'm gonna let the person crawl past me to see what happens.
It went so well for him last time.
You all enter. It's okay, Lawrence. You crawl into a room. You're on the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
There's a sort of arch and a hole. Uh, every time you blink, it seems the arch and the hole randomly move to one of like four raised areas.
Interesting. How
And
does the
sometimes they converge in
yeah?
location, and other times they separate. But you notice that uh, every time the hole is without the arch to go over it, you notice that the hole is shallow and it has a bottom, but when the arch is over it, the hole is open.
Okay.
Uh, everybody else, you see the weird guy creepily climb along, and then he goes out of sight down the hole
No.
as he rounds a
Uh,
corner.
I'll be waiting on the other side of it to explain this to them.
Yeah, but they can't see you because you're stuck to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So what do you
Uh,
do?
so roughly how long has it been?
A couple seconds. You've just taken in the room.
I assume it's been at least 10 to 15 minutes. Uh, just for spider climb because it's got a
No,
duration
no,
of an hour.
you haven't been in this tower very long.
Right.
It's been like
Uh,
5 minutes.
so we walk in after he doesn't automatically die.
Yeah, you drop down the short little drop. Uh,
And
you actually pick up a fair bit of speed. You're like, oh, this is gonna like hurt a little bit. But then just before you hit the ground, you suddenly start to decelerate and then come to a halt just before hitting the ground.
alright. So is it just a room or is there a way down from here or
I'll explain what you said about the arch and the circle to us as well.
All right, explain it.
please do.
Um,
Yes, go ahead.
so
Because now there's lots of people in the room, they're all looking around. The arch and the hole have collapsed their positions, and on they're both on different plinths.
when the arch covers the eye, it opens. When the arch moves from the eye, it closes.
And what does that do?
I don't know past that.
How do we get it to be on the same bit as the eye to open?
You close your eye and you open again until
Okay.
they align like the sun and the moon.
Okay, go close your eyes and open them again and see if it moves.
I'll do it. I'll blink.
You blink, but everyone
Yeah.
else is still looking around, so nothing changes.
Is there anything to scan? Any writing? I just want to scan things. Scanning is my one true calling in
I
life.
just want to scan.
The scanner will faithfully report a couple of things. It will say, that is a hole, currently closed.
Sure, sure.
That is an arch.
Is it really a hole if it's closed?
The scanner cannot provide you with any more information other than the fact it somehow knows that that is a closed hole.
Okay, okay. So like existential crises, not the scanner's job to deal with. Got it.
Yeah. Gonna need Jarvis to deal with that one.
Okay.
Is it really a door if it has no hinges?
There's also a decorative potted plant that sits in the center of the room.
Okay, Jack, Croc, hold my hands a second.
Can I go and pick up the plant?
It is in a massive vase. It's like,
Oh,
you could, but you would definitely be over encumbered. You could
I,
probably like
I,
drag it around.
I thought it was tiny. I'll
No.
just leave it.
Then we'll all close our eyes and open them again and see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo. Second. The hole in the arch move, but not to the same area.
Keep going, guys. We can do this.
Keep
Again!
keep blinking.
Wait, no,
Uh,
don't blink. Blink deliberately, not a lot quickly, because we want this field to stop if it works.
True. Blink check.
Everyone closes their eyes and is gonna like coordinatedly open them, and Croc just starts like rapid speed blinking. Croc, occasionally you see the hole in the arch align, then they misalign, then they align, then they misalign, then they misalign again, and they misalign like 3 more times, and then everyone opens their eyes. And it is currently misaligned.
Try again, guys.
Make sure not to go speedy. Or else I'll eat your eyes.
After a bit of time trying this, eventually they converge location.
Okay, go through the hole, crazy one.
I'll crawl through the hole.
You crawl down the hole. You come to the next room.
When he doesn't die, we will follow.
Come through, guys.
You
The
don't
hole.
hear blood-curdling screaming.
Oh.
Come on, guys. The hole muncheth not.
Do you follow?
A really weird way to phrase that. I was less nervous before he phrased it that way. Let's go. Let's go.
Alright, the rest of you fall down and slowly descend. This
World
room,
of madness.
this room has 3 plinths and some text that is blue and swirly.
Oh, Kate will be excited.
And there is a hole, and there is a small ramp up to each plinth. There is also a wall separating each plinth.
Scan text.
There is also an arch. You scan the text, and the text says, "You won't be so lucky this time. The hole and arch will never naturally meet."
Wait. So the hole. When the last one opened, did it open as if it was a door from Star Wars? Like, did it slide open?
I mean,
No, it was just open.
it was a shallow hole with a bottom. It didn't seem like there's any way to there'd be any way to open it when the arch wasn't above it. But when the arch was above it, it seemed like the hole just didn't have a bottom and you could fall straight through to the next floor.
Alright, so what was blocking it when it wasn't open? Was it just stone?
Yeah, it just appeared to be stone. It didn't even look like weird stone. It was just brown stone.
Right, so
Question.
that particular spell won't work.
So this thing is like an arch, like the filled in hole, and another plinth, and there's like a wall.
There are walls separating each of the plinths.
Okay. So, what order are they in?
Uh, the first plinth currently has the hole on it, the second plinth currently has the arch on it, and the third plinth is completely empty.
Sorry. Um, and there's just like a wall between each plinth.
And there is a wall between each plinth.
Okay. This shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. So, the thing with this place is if you stop looking at something, it can move positions, right?
That is the only sensible thing about this place. Other than myself, of course.
So, I want to see if we can have people standing looking at the hole and the arch. Oh, sorry, at the hole, not the arch, and at the sorry. I went three people, like basically three stations. People looking at all what like each one with in a way that they can't see the other two.
Okay. People assume several positions where, like, some people are staring at the hole, some people are staring at the arch, and some people are staring at the empty plinth, but no one is looking at all of them.
Okay, hole people, close your eyes.
The hole people close their eyes.
Now open them.
They open their eyes. Uh, the hole did not move.
Good, good. Now the people at the hole and the people at the arch, close your eyes. So only the empty pillar is being looked at by anyone.
They close their eyes, and when they open them, they have swapped positions.
Sure. Okay.
How about
You're nearly there, Graham.
how about we view them not, they appear where it is blank.
Sorry, what was that from people? I missed that.
We view them not, they appear where it is blank.
Yeah, so we need to manage to move them onto the one position we want. If only I was smarter and could work this out.
Everyone close our eyes and then open them again.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not the right answer.
The correct answer is to get both things away from the hole, and then you can get them both moved in at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we
So the people on the hole and the blank one close their eyes and then open them. Then the ones who are on the blank one, the one that now has the hole on, and the archway close their eyes.
I
No, wait, that's just the position that we're currently in.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of what we're already doing. So like when we did that, they just swapped places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna roll your acolytes' intelligence, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Just to see if they have any like ponderances about this.
Can I have a go at
My issue is I think I have an idea, but my character's a -1 intelligence, so I do not think I can actually offer these ideas. They're too
What
complicated.
one of your acolytes has a pretty good idea. They think, all right, what if the whole people and the blank people close their eyes, then the whole people open their eyes. then the people in the blank area keep their eyes open.
Wait, what?
Because we can like try and manipulate where the hole in the thing's gonna be, right? So if the blank area and the whole area people have their eyes closed,
Uh-huh.
then maybe we can have both of them close their eyes. The hole moves to the blank area. Then the people who were staring at the hole open their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Then the hole has to be in the area that the people who have their eyes closed can't see, because their eyes are still closed.
Yeah.
Then we could try like doing that again with the arch.
Okay. Fine. Try that. Let's see.
I don't know. Boss, what do you think?
Wrong.
Oh, okay, boss.
I'll eat you.
Oh,
You
okay.
die.
Okay, boss. Okay, I won't say something ever. I won't suggest it again. And then he whimpers off.
Suggest what you will.
He's just
Kato
quiet
says,
now.
let's do that guy's plan because I've not heard a plan from anyone else yet. Also, I've tried to find a pen to let me write stuff down. Can't do that at the moment.
It successfully works. As per that intelligent acolyte's plan, you successfully manipulate the hole and the arch into the blank location. And when the people in the blank location open their eyes, the hole and the arch are meeting.
I go over to my associate and
He's just whimpering in the corner. He's like, I'm stupid. Oh, boss doesn't like my plan.
I'll go up to him and I'll say, your plan it worked. Your reward is a touch of madness. And I'll press his forehead with my thumb.
Yay! Then he immediately jumps down the hole.
And I'll follow him.
Also, your spider climb has worn off. Does everyone else follow?
Sure.
Sure.
As before, when we don't hear the death screams.
Mm-hmm. He's a very useful canary.
You arrive at another floor.
Can
This
I cast-
time, there are 5 raised areas.
Can I cast Mage Hand and make it invisible? 'Cause I've
Uh,
got the telekinetic feat.
Yeah, you can use telekinesis to have an invisible mage hand hanging out.
5 raised areas.
There are 5 raised areas, all to. It doesn't look like you could climb up them.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is a gravity crystal on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be held in place by a metal fixture.
On which one?
Currently, it is on the third one in the sequence.
So the sort of middle one.
Yeah. On the top of the first one in the sequence, there is an arch. On the top of the next one in the sequence, there is a hole.
There's two empty
The
ones.
invisible mage hand on Croc's shoulder.
The crystal is pointing at the wall, so you could climb up onto the third one if you wanted. Because of the gravity crystal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there any writing in this room?
No. And the acolyte looks around and is like,
Is there ever been any positives we've had from messing with a gravity crystal?
Yes! So, I need it not. I can stick to walls.
So can Croc.
Does Croc react to having an invisible mage hand put on his shoulder?
Not really.
Croc, a ghostly hand that you can't see touches your shoulder.
He would just presume it was Kato.
It'll start crawling around Croc like a spider.
As hands do.
Croc, you feel a weird invisible thing crawling around you, but it could just be Kato. He is
Kato
there.
is currently in front of you.
Yeah, but he's got a -1 intelligence.
Roll in. Let's see if this is a
Come on.
conclusion that you will somehow draw.
One.
19.
Damn it.
You realize that this can't be Kato, or actually anyone else for that matter.
Alright, he looks at where it is and doesn't say anything.
There's just a weird pressure on you.
Hey, smart acolyte.
Uh-huh.
You know, so you're obviously the brains of your group.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Got any ideas?
No, I'm stuck.
It might be the same as before, with elements of the first one, maybe.
I mean, the boss is never wrong.
Except when he is.
Only seen him be wrong so far.
Other than occasionally, but, you know, he's loved.
You should really be the boss, you know that, right? Like, you're way smarter than him.
I am?
Yeah.
Boss,
You don't
is this
notice?
true?
He had no idea what to do, and you were smarter than him.
I am? Oh, much to consider.
Nothing to consider.
See, he's just like playing you down so that you like don't just usurp him because he needs your intelligence around to save himself.
Oh,
I put him down not.
he's
I praised
now
him before.
he's now thinking intently in the corner. He doesn't seem very focused on this puzzle though.
Now, the one way to prove it would be to beat him to solving this puzzle.
Okay. Boss, you solve this puzzle, then I'll solve the puzzle, and whoever does it fastest wins.
Okay, I'm gonna start a timer in my head. Whoever can tell me they've worked out a
No!
way to get out of this puzzle first.
Pulls out stopwatch.
Oh, that's even more useful.
I worked
Alright.
it out.
And go.
Okay, boss
I
has
worked
worked
it
it out. We'll let boss go through with this first. Let's see, go.
Okay, come on, boss.
Okay, so we need everyone to look at the all 5 pillars.
Hmm?
Okay? in groups so that they can't see the other pillars.
Okay.
Okay, it's pretty hard.
But like
Best.
if you like cup your hand to like make it so that
Yeah,
you can't go peripheral
you can
vision and
the
get close enough
the best people can do is like walk really close to the pillars
and
and
block peripheral
block
vision.
their peripheral vision.
Okay. Done.
Okay. Right. So now we need to incorporate what we did in the first room, which was to blink until they align, and also getting them on, whilst also avoiding putting them onto where the gravity crystal is, because that would screw with gravity somewhat. Unless we want to screw with gravity. Do we want that?
You're solving it, boss.
You got
I
this.
take your-
We'll follow what you say. Just tell them what you want people to do, and like just assume we all do it.
Okay, so the people that are looking at the archway and the gravity crystal. No, the archway, the gravity crystal, and a blank, one of the blank pillars. Close your eyes, and then open them again, just the once.
All right. The people looking at the archway, the hole, and which blank pillar? 4 or 5?
No, it was the archway, the gravity crystal,
Oh,
and
the
the
archway, the
blank.
gravity crystal, and the blank pillar. Okay, which blank pillar are you going for? 4 or 5?
Core.
All right. So those are the options. Goes to that one. That one goes to that one. The archway and the gravity crystal swap positions.
Gotta keep updating my drawings.
I mean, if it helps, I have actually drawn this on Roll20.
Oh, I've just got it drawn on my a bit of paper I've got sitting here.
It's not the best drawing, but it works.
I can't even see the main page. That's why I'm like not seeing anything.
So, everyone looking at hole, close your eyes and then open.
The hole remains in the same position.
But nobody else is looking at the hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it didn't remember where else to go because everyone else was looking at everything else.
Yeah.
People looking at number 4, with a blank one, and archway, close your eyes.
All right. They both close their eyes.
I think it'll be the acolyte's turn soon.
So I assume the archway goes over to here?
No. That you don't know. Neither of them have opened their eyes yet.
Both of them open their eyes.
Okally dokally. Yes. The archway moves. To position 4.
Okay. Circle. And archway. Close your eyes and then open them.
Okay. The circle and the archway have swapped positions.
Circle and gravity crystals close and open eye.
Okay. They have swapped positions.
Uh, Everyone except 5 close your eyes and then open them again.
Alright. So
Grambles.
the circle moves to there, the archway moves to there, and the gravity crit. Alright. The circle moves to position 2, the archway moves to position 1, and the gravity crystal moves to position 3. Position 4 is now blank, and position 5 is, I believe you had everyone there have their eyes remain open, so it remains blank.
So what you're saying is I've reset the board.
Okay, just to check, Joseph, do I have it correct right now?
You do.
Good.
Okay, so one and 2 close their eyes and 5 close their eyes.
And then...
And then 1 and 2 open their eyes. No, and then
So hang on. 5 and 2 have got their eyes closed.
1 minute. 1, 2, and 5 close
Okay.
their eyes.
They all close their eyes.
5 open their eyes.
Okay. So that's the thing we're doing. So, okay. The arch appears in position 5. The circle appears in position 1. Well, like the hole appears in position 1.
Position 5 has opened their eyes. Because they're the ones that I instructed to only open their eyes.
Sure, then you don't know where the circle is yet, but the arch you can see. The arch could be in either position 1 or 2.
Position 2 I'll get to open their eyes.
They open their eyes and see the hole is not there.
Position 1 I'll get to open their eyes.
The hole is in position 1.
Okay, so those looking at position 2 and 4, I'll get to look at positions 1 and 5.
Alright, so nobody is looking at 2 and 4 now. Instead, everybody is looking at
1, 3, and 5.
3, and 5. Yep.
I'll get 1 and 5 to close their eyes.
Alright, 1 and 5 close their eyes.
I'll also get 3 to close their eyes.
Okay.
Everyone's eyes are closed.
Everyone's eyes are now closed.
And then I'll get 3 to open their eyes.
Alright, let's see if anything...
Specifically 3.
Please, smart
Yeah.
acolyte. Please help us, smart acolyte. This man has gone crazy.
Timer's ticking down.
The hole appears in position 3. You're unsure of the rest.
I'll guess position 5 to open their eyes.
Alright. You notice that the gravity crystal is in position 5.
I'll get one of the people from position 5 to look at position 4.
Alright, they turn to look at position 4, and it's blank.
I'll get one of the people from position 1 to open their eyes and look at position 2.
Position 2 has an arch on it.
Okay. I'll get people to position 1 to open their eyes as well.
Position 1 is blank.
Okay.
The acolyte says, "You clearly haven't solved this, boss. If you'd solved it, you would have done the correct series. You would at least start the correct series by now, right?"
Please save us, O great and powerful, smart acolyte. You're our only hope.
Give it a try.
Oh,
Checkmate.
okie dokie.
Croc, guide him for his intelligence.
Yes, I guide my new friend.
Let's see if he can make this check. So he has that, which is.
Does he get advantage from seeing all the stuff that Lawrence's character did that was wrong?
Sure, he can have advantage.
I'll cast darkness on the
'Cause
stone.
This rando definitely has a character sheet, and I definitely will be toggling.
I will stab
advantage
you
on
if
it.
you do anything.
He looks at it for a bit, and he figures out okay, I know the first couple correct bits, but I can't get the last bit. So it definitely has to incorporate the whole forcing them to appear in positions by not looking at one position, looking at the rest of the positions. Then rapid close eye in one place, open eye to make sure it's gone. Then it has to be in that position, the old new position again. But I can't quite figure out how to blend them all together. He says.
Could Lawrence's character make some sort of intelligence check to work out from his acolyte's wordings what he needs to do?
You know what?
Lawrence, make an intelligence check.
As
to
much
see
as
if
it
you
pains me to ask
puzzle.
this, can I make an intelligence check?
You can all make an intelligence check.
8, that's a no.
Okay, well, no help from me. Never mind. Back to moving the drones around.
Kato needs to make one as well. Oh my god, okay. Kato is like, I have it. I know exactly what to do.
Thank you. Thank you for please helping us out of this. This would have gone off like this would be the next 7 sessions if you don't help us out here.
He figures, well, we don't actually need to make them all align because we can solve the gravity crystal problem by just standing on any of the towers.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can repeat the solution from the previous one to force the two to appear on the tower that we're already on top of.
Okay.
So you all walk up to Tower 5. Actually, you'll do it from 3 because it's easier to like. You just close your eyes and shuffle until the gravity crystal appears on 3. You walk up to 3. Then you strategically have people close and open their eyes, looking at specific towers, so that first the whole one swaps, and you make sure that nobody is looking at the center of the tower where they appear, that you're all standing on. And you shuffle until, keeping an eye on all the blank towers, you shuffle until you're sure that both the circle and the arch are in the center of your tower by collapsing them to 2 towers by forcing the hole into... First the hole appears in the center, but which you're sure of but can't actually look at to confirm, but like Kato is sure it's there. Then you force the archway to appear where the hole was. Then you collapse the position of all the towers so that the archway can only appear either there or in the middle of your tower. Then you rapid force it into your tower by just blinking and random chancing it until it appears. And then the archway and hole are both in the center of your tower, and the gravity crystal is in an irrelevant position. You can all then make your way down the hole.
It
I'll
hurts.
go down the hole.
It hurts me having this low intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kato understands this completely, and because of his impressive role, he's on the way to earning proficiency in quantum mechanics.
Yeah, sure. I was like sitting there going, this like Lawrence is making this way more complicated than it needs to be, and I'm like, I can't say anything.
Yeah.
My character would not be smart enough to know that he's making this way more complicated than it needs to be.
I mean,
'Cause
in a very simple, off the top of my head one. So, let's see if this is right, even though my brain is turned off. So you get someone, close all your eyes, get them to move, fucking open your eyes until the crystal is in a place. Have someone look at that. Have someone look at another blank one. And then literally just close and open your eyes over and over until the 3 remaining ones match the 2 up.
It's effectively the solution from the previous room.
Yeah.
But you just have to have 2 people looking at 2 extra ones that take them out of being possible locations for it to arrive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I figured that out almost immediately. I'm like, but -1!
It's
Yeah,
ever
I'm
so
sitting here-
slightly more complicated than the previous room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need 2 extra people. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I suffer from the fact that I'm absolutely shite at puzzles like this.
Yeah, I'm not great at puzzles. I'm just like, because we'd had the same puzzle the room before was the only reason I thought. I was like, oh sure, it's the same puzzle.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely paying attention, to be honest.
We need to find many headbands of intellect.
You fall into what appears to be the next room. There is writing on the wall.
Scan it.
Welcome to the final puzzle of this tower.
Fuck.
Oh, the pain in the voice. Oh. So what is in this final room?
Is it the same puzzle with 2 extra plinths? Because that would
No.
be very handy.
It is not. In the center of this room, there is a rock. And the rock is on a plinth. The rock seems to be brown and jagged in color.
Jagged in color.
Didn't know... Yeah, I was about to say...
It's brown in color, it's jagged in texture and feature.
Sure. Stabby rock.
Yeah. And it's quite large and affixed to the ground. Surrounding it, there are 6 plinths.
Like surrounding as in a circle.
Yes.
Okay.
On the first plinth, there is a rock that has a familiar purpley hue to it. You recognize it as like a wandering rock, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
God's sake.
And you notice that one of the plinths is in fact missing. There's like clearly a place where a plinth should be, but isn't.
I have an idea. How about one of us goes and stands there?
And finally, there are 2 gravity crystals that would allow you to climb the plinths. They are on plinths in position 3 and 6. Position 2 is currently empty, and position 1 has the purple rock, and then center has the weird rock. The text continues. It sprawls out a little bit more. The central piece is an embodiment of the 3rd rule.
If nobody's going to scan it, I'll ritual cast comprehend languages.
I mean, I've already scanned it.
The scanning device indicates that the central rock is... It says it's a piece of the eye.
A piece of the eye.
Yes.
So we need the eye itself.
It dutifully confirms that this is definitely a piece of the eye.
I'm assuming that my move towards quantum mechanics knowledge is not great enough to just you tell me how this works and we move on with our lives.
No. You've fully mastered the previous rules. Well done.
Okay, Joseph, are you happy with what? Oh wait, no. Crystal on 3 and 5, I think, or 3 and 6. Which ones have the crystals on again? Sorry.
4 and 6. And then there is a gap where 1 should be.
4 and 6. And which one is missing?
It seems like position 2 is missing.
Okay. Okay, apart from the fact that I haven't drawn them, is that correct as of current?
There's an extra plinth around it, but yes.
Oh, right.
There's-
I thought it was 6 including the center. My apologies.
No,
Yeah,
it's 6 and a central one.
the central one is like separate from the 6 around it.
Alright, since I'm having to move these and I've just broke my brain, which one was missing? 2.
2 was missing, yeah.
Okay, so that one needs to be moved down. That one moved there, and then one more drawn. There, that better.
Yeah.
You're
Other than the
still
fact that-
missing some?
No, the apart from 2, which is missing.
Yeah,
Oh,
2 is
Okay,
missing.
sorry.
Yeah.
And the gravity crystal is not on position 3, it's on position 4. But other than that, it's perfect.
Wait, what was it? 4 and 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 should be there and 1 should be on the next one. That.
Yeah.
Yay.
Perfection. Now it is accurate. Well done.
Well, that's my job done.
Well, let's let the weird science people we met do the job that they're supposed to do.
Yes, I'll sit down and have a think about what this could possibly mean.
Okay. Do you want to try solving the puzzle, or are you just gonna... Okay, try and solve the puzzle, Lawrence.
Did you say that both crystals are purple?
The gravity crystals are purple, but the purple rock is definitely, like, it's definitely a different material from the
Yeah.
gravity crystal.
I just want to make sure I got the colour of the 2 crystals correct.
Yeah. The purple gravity crystals seem to have a similar function to the blue one that you possess. The only difference is the blue one doesn't seem to work in here, but these purple ones seem to.
Kato's gonna go sit somewhere and close his eyes until he's told what to do.
Kato's just in the corner, like, it's beyond my realms. I figured out the last one, and
Call me when animal knowledge is required.
smoke came out of my ears. No.
Can I cast Mage Hand again and just lightly put it on the top of Kato's head?
Do I notice him casting something?
No, because it's telekinesis. The feat. It's impossible to really know he's doing anything unless you have detect magic up. As far as you know, there's just a force sort of patting you on the head.
I will put my hand above my head and hopefully block it.
Lawrence, do you continue patting him now that he's blocking the hand?
If he blocks it out, wafts it away, it'll move off and just go and bother Croc again. Or just crawl into the pocket of one of the acolytes. So I'll turn to my acolyte and Croc and I'll say, so we all know why we're here. We all know that we have to
The biggest.
quiver the brain to think of ideas. What are your ideas?
Looks pretty now.
Do you think we have to somehow align the crystals and the rocks in some sort of fashion? Or
Sure. Can I do an intelligence, Mr. DM, please?
Roll int, I guess.
Yeah.
all of us, or just...
I will tell him.
Okay, Croc.
Okay,
You are
can I make
beyond confident.
can I make
that,
up?
like-
Can I just say what is correct? But to
Sure.
me. Okay, so what we need to
Sure.
do is we need to make sure that both crystals are on opposite sides, and that the rock is on number 6, and that the other rock is on number 3, and that'll let me be free.
Let's go with his idea for now.
Okay, 10 minutes I spent wasted doing that. Turns out Croc was wrong.
Any attempt to try and maneuver the central stone, you also notice upon closer inspection when you like climb up one of the stones with a gravity crystal on it. You see that the eye, the piece of the eye, it doesn't actually touch the ground. It floats just above it.
Interesting. It floats down here too.
It also seems like no matter how many times you close your eyes, like everyone closes their eyes to shuffle, the eye always remains in the center.
It seems to... Ooh! I have an idea. Get everyone to the center rock.
Uh-huh.
It also seems like the things from the outside can't approach the central rock. Like, no matter how many shuffles you do, the gravity crystals never appear on the side of the rock, and the purple rock never appears where the brown rock should be.
Out of curiosity, what happens with the missing place?
It remains missing.
Does anything ever go to that space?
Unknown. You do note that sometimes the purple rock just isn't there.
Okay.
Maybe.
From all of this, like, deliberately blinking in specific patterns to try and get the rock to his place, and then also the gravity crystals to specific places.
Maybe we have to make the second rock disappear and align the gravity crystals to the top and bottom. And I try and make an assessment to see if it can work there.
Make an intelligence check.
$11.
You can't figure out the solution, but you feel that Rule 2 is important somehow. You recall that if you don't recall what Rule 2 is, you can ask Kato.
Kato, what was Rule 2?
Yes, I'll call over and I'll say, it is not Rule 301 we require, it is Rule 2 that is important to this task. Bequeath it to us upon your wordage.
Is Rule 2 the one that with the rocks move?
Yeah, Rule 2 is if... Rule 1 is if you're not looking at something it can move. Rule 2 is if you're touching something that moves.
You'll move with it.
You can move with it.
Yeah.
Kato regurgitates this information because he's just so smart at figuring this stuff out.
I mean, I've got it written down here, but I hadn't labeled it as second rule for some reason.
Yeah, he's mastered 1 and 2.
Okay, can I try another intelligence check?
Sure, go for it.
Never mind.
Hey Kato,
Croc is pretty sure that you need to touch something. Rock. You need to touch some rocks.
Hey everybody.
I mean, I have an idea, but...
Croc just puts his hand in a pile of rocks in the corner. Andrew,
these
if
fucking
you want
fours.
If you want to do something, go for it. If you have an idea.
Oh, but we're doing such a good job of role-playing idiots.
Going off what Croc has said, I think everyone should come and put their hands on the big brown rock and just
I was gonna go meditate on top of the rock.
Which rock do you meditate on?
The
top of
middle
you?
rock.
Ah, you sit on the brown rock. Okay. How are you all climbing up to it? It is on a plinth. It is hard to climb up.
I will cast. What do I have?
I can climb up and rope
Sure. Croc climbs up and throws a rope down.
rather than use casting another spell.
Alright. Croc, are you gonna go and touch that rock in the
I'll
center?
cast spider climb anyway.
Okay.
And climb up.
What was your plan? Was it everyone touched the rock?
Everyone touch the rock at the same time.
Okay, so I will not touch it until everyone else is ready to.
My
Oh,
mind trembles.
everyone gets around the rock and prepares to all synchronized touch the rock. Are you sure you
Synchronized
all want to do
touching.
this?
We're doing as we were told by the smartest person in the room.
Very
Yes.
well. You all
Let's
go
prepare
on three.
synchronized touching.
1, 2, and then you all touch the rock at the same time.
And you all
And-
die.
As you go to try and touch the rock, as soon as you make the slightest contact with it, images, lights, colors, information just starts beaming directly into your brain. It is way too much to handle. And on reflex, your body's immediate urge is stop her touching the rock.
If only we had RU.
Do you want to try and keep your hand on the rock? Or do you want to not keep touching the rock?
No touch. Hurt brain. Brain small.
I will try and continue touching the rock.
Very well, Lawrence. Roll a con save. Okay. Madness beyond madness begins to descend upon you.
Oh no.
You know how you were crazy before? Like, layers are just getting added onto that. You're seeing the darkest parts of everything. Like, you literally see all things. You observe the, darkest things in existence. Okay. Lawrence. Do you keep your hand on the rock? Everything is telling you to remove your hand from the rock.
I'll take it off.
Okay, as soon as you take it off, you immediately start, forgetting all of that. And you just start descending into mad laughter.
Quick, was there anything that was useful in there before you forget it?
Oh, it was obviously a very good joke.
I'll tell you if this wears off or not at some point. Temporarily, you have all forms of insanity. Now you enjoy that.
I start licking the ground. Intensely.
You don't want to do that. Currently, you have too many conflicting insanities, and some of them are telling you to just remain completely still.
My
And just
mind is tremble.
Be a husk, and also laugh, and also just tremble.
Can you not hear the sound? Can you not hear the color and see the sound?
Is 12
So-
is 12 good enough to try an idea?
Yes, go for it.
It might not even be a good idea. I'm gonna go on to... Let's just presume, for simplicity's sake, all the blinking, put everything back the way it originally was, because it doesn't really matter. I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
I'll go on to number 1, which is the purple rock.
Yeah.
Essentially, like sit, stand, whatever on top of it. So I'm on the rock,
Yep, you can easily hop on that rock.
and then I'll tell everyone to close their eyes, and basically just one. It doesn't matter who. One person to keep opening their eyes until they can't see me anymore.
Okay.
So essentially, what I presume is going to space number 2.
Yeah.
That
This
that
is
that is
achieved.
that is what I explain.
This is achieved at space number 2. Okay, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Croc, do you open your eyes?
Yes.
You open your eyes. You are on a plinth.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a room that seems to be comprised of... Do you remember that rock from way back when, that in the darkness it shone like stars?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was briefly brought up on like the second location of this weird place. You're in a room. It is in pitch blackness. You seem to think that there are stars around you, but you recall that rock. And you also see what seems to be a shard of the eye that was chipped off it. And you see a fragment of purple rock. You also see that the shard of the eye has like a little segment of weird... It seems to be encased in another kind of rock so that it could be held.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... This is probably a fucking awful idea. So, I'll get my new character sheet in a minute. I'm going to place the shard of the eye onto the purple rock.
Okay.
And then hold the
So,
other purple rock and then close my eyes.
okay, so as soon as the eye contacts the purple rock, you... right. It seems that the purple rock behind you collapses into the rock that is touching the eye.
Okay.
In fact, it seems like you get a weird feeling. Like, the shard of the eye touches the purple rock, and it's like it's beginning to break.
Okay. In that case, then I will get on purple rock and hold the shard so it's not touching it. Does that
Okay.
Does that change what happens to it?
Once you remove the eye from the purple rock, the small fragment of it, the large purple fragment suddenly reappears behind you.
Okay.
And the purple fragment on the table is cracked, and you can see white light emanating from the cracks, but it is not broken yet.
Okay.
And it slowly begins to start, like, the white light begins to dim as the cracks start to close.
White light that was broken shall rise again.
All right. I will hold the broken part of the eye, and then sit on the teleporty rock, and then close my eyes.
Okay. You reappear, in position. Let's just go with. You are in position 4. You are noticeably not holding the fragment of the eye you found.
Okay. What does anyone outside see anything?
They all see you sitting on the rock if they open their eyes.
Okay, I will explain what I found.
Let's see if.
So I suppose that would be me trying to give the help action to someone
Hang on.
doing.
Somewhat.
Are you helping? Okay, the acolyte has no idea.
God's sake.
He can't figure it out. Too complicated.
I'm of no use currently. I'm having one of my mental trips.
Oh yeah, Lawrence, you just can't help. You
Yeah.
are beyond insane.
Yeah. You know, the usual.
Kato, with your advanced knowledge of the first 2 rules, you're like, well, maybe the 3rd rule is that fragments of the eye are just anti whatever all this quantum stuff is. They seem to be some form of, like, opposite in some way.
Maybe fragments of this eye thing are anti all this quantum bullshit.
I could try going back and bringing the broken shard here. Like the shard of the.
Rock was it? Sorry, which rock was it that was the eye?
The eye is the red rock, like the browny red rock.
Oh, the main rock.
Yeah.
The main rock, yeah. That is
The
a
moving
shard.
rocks are the eye.
No, the moving rocks are. I mean, the scanner just says that they're part of, like, the first location. They're just taken from there.
Sorry, I don't know. I think I've been confused this entire time. I thought this middle rock was the moving one. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah,
the
middle
rock
one
is part of the eye.
is not moving and is
In-
the shard of the eye. The purple
Yeah, it
one
never
is the quantum rock that moves around.
Okay.
And the
Can I like pull a stick out and from my bag and like try and like push that rock anywhere?
Okay, you like pull out a stick and which rock are you trying to push? The shard of the eye?
one, the weird like anti all this bullshit one.
Oh, okay. You take out a stick and poke the stick at the eye, and the stick, like 2 seconds after you've poked it into the eye, the stick just like disappears.
And it's this rock that made him go crazy, right? Well, crazier.
Yes. You basically got like, you almost saw stuff, but then your body just reflexively was like, nope, that's a bad. All the error alert signals were sent to my brain. And he held on for like a full second and is just dribbling on the floor.
Come on, roll high,
In
high.
between spurts of like
12.
madness.
Okay, I've got an idea. I like how I now have to roll before I'm allowed to interject. Okay, weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this will work because we haven't tested. So, I/anyone, doesn't matter who, goes and does what I did before. Go into the number 2 slot. Pick up the broken shard of the purple stone. Try and bring that back. Give that to someone else. And then basically would like count down in my head or whatever. So person goes back into the space, and then on the timer, I/you or / whatever put the broken thing that didn't come back onto the purple rock at the same time as placing the purple shard on the one that doesn't move, to see if maybe that links them.
Okay, I didn't get most of that, but I'm just willing to say that we go with whatever he just said.
You're gonna put the small piece of each rock onto the opposite rock.
Yes.
Got it.
So
That is essentially the gist of the plan.
essentially going into number 2 twice. Once to try... See, obviously this all depends on if I can go into 2 and take the small shard of the purple one back out.
I am willing to let the croc try.
You are able to use the large purple rock to get the small purple rock out of there.
So it does
And
come
because
out.
Yeah, it does come out. You're
Okay.
holding it, so its position is always collapsed.
Okay. So does anyone volunteer for this?
Kate will do it if you need a volunteer.
Okay, so
Kate will be brave.
Croc will give Kato the shard, and it doesn't matter really for time. Let's just say we agree once I am in room whatever 2, we'll count down from a minute, and at a minute I will put the broken piece that's in there on the slab, and you will press or put whichever the crystal shard you've got onto the one in the middle.
Okay.
That is the plan. We do that.
Okay.
Alright. You both place your opposite shards on your big opposite rock.
Mm-hmm.
And in both cases, the purple rock begins cracking, and a white light emerges from them. Once the cracking is at its peak, the rock shatters and the light escapes.
Mm-hmm.
You all wake up.
So Croc not dead.
You are back in the first location. And before you, it seems you're on a part of the planet that you couldn't get to before.
Mm-hmm.
And see.
Before you, there is a hill. On the hill lies a shard
Of Pokeball.
of the eye, which you can see is sort of just pressing against. It looks like it's actually inside of the temple that you were traveling around in before.
I guess approach.
I was actually going
Sure.
to call the session
Okay,
there
yeah, that's
with you
fine.
guys-
Yeah.
With you
That's
guys
perfectly fair. My brain is melting.
figuring out the third rule. You finally got there. Lawrence,
Figured out.
you're insane.
More insane.
So, third rule was eyepieces are bullshit.
Well done, you figured it out. Eyepieces don't play by no quantum rules.
Okay, I've written it down. Third rule, eyepieces are bullshit.
Grand.
I'm just hoping that when I say that from a write down, you'll be like, yes, that means that the bullshit means in this case they do not follow the rules of this location. Thank you, thank you.
I think I almost understand, but thank
I mean, I
Christ.
think I sort of understand, but I will be easier to understand when I've not been awake for
Yeah.
19 hours.
Thank Christ for
This
those
is-
2 above 10 rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without
And
them, we'd all be here forever.
And I've mentally left this plane of existence.
Yes, multiple times.
Yeah.
Yay, we
And-
did it right on time.
This'll be fun. You'll be carting around a babbling husk.
Yeah, that's
Oh, no.
definitely what we'll do.
Yeah, we'll definitely be carting you around. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
group seems like the kind to not just leave a person behind if they're completely useless to us.
No, we don't leave
Yeah.
food behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's also easier to carry food in other ways than babbling humanoid.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I just mean we don't leave him behind. Not entirely.
In a
All
hamper,
of him.
cut into slices.
Oh, that sounds
Maybe.
delicious.
It's a convenient way of transporting, food.
My
Meat,
mouth is
yeah.
watering.
For the delectable human meat.
When you say it like that, it makes it sound weird.
So I guess tune in next time for the end question mark?
Bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum.
Da 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 da.
Ding!
Totally not Outer Wilds.